Ma telefoon elegant.
Okay, Taurus. Let's start with the after tarot. Oh, okay. So we've got a stable home, a stable family life, a stable relationship, a stable marriage. Everything looks good. And we've got memories of the past or someone literally from the past. All right. If I slide the cards off to the right, it's because it's a little bit difficult for me to pick them up. All right, so there could be an issue, something that makes your heart feel heavy, something that you feel like you've put so much work into and it's not yielding results. I think this has something to do with the family member. This has something to do with a child. Could be a grandchild. Okay. Hope you can see that. So we have the Emperor in reverse. Emperor in reverse could indicate a person this week, or it could be, you know, that you feel like you're working against an authority or an authority is working against you. Could also be a very cruel person in authority. This could be a person who is a little bit tyrannical. You might feel that they're a little bit off their rocker. Okay. Let me get more cards and then we'll start reading. Somebody's name is Kathy. Kathy is significant. Okay, so what are your challenges? Wow, damn. Oof. Okay, so we've got Justice in reverse. So with the Justice card in reverse, you feel like something isn't fair. You could feel like justice isn't being served or it's not coming quick enough. Let's just keep going here. You could also feel that the justice, the challenges with that Emperor in reverse, the challenges, the unjust situation that the Emperor is causing. You know, this could be a feeling, but, you know, both of them right out the gate being major arcana. You know, you could really feel like somebody's oppressing you, that there's an unfair and unjust situation. But you know that the Justice card, unlike the Judgment card, is really about something happening here in the physical world. Some of you could be having some legal problems and you feel that the judge isn't being fair. Kathy. All right, for your finances, we have the Chariot in reverse. This legal situation could be tied to a financial situation. It could be tied to real estate. It could be tied to a legal situation not progressing. We're going to clarify it. Chariot in reverse is literally not moving forward. Could be law enforcement. Again, there's that legal issue. And then for your romance, we have the Nine of Pentacles upright. So you feel pretty good about your life in general. I think I'm going to take that upright. You know, for the solution here with the after tarot, you feel like you've done everything you can in a situation and it's not yielding enough. Okay, so let's clarify. What are we clarifying with? This is kind of weird because, you know, 3 major arcana right off the bat. So I'm going to try an oracle first. These are somewhat in the style of Lenormand. Why is the Emperor here? Why do we have the Emperor? Why the Emperor? And then we'll sum it up, okay? Because that's pretty heavy. I don't want to just speak without having a clear idea. Why is the Emperor here? If it doesn't speak, we'll move to a different oracle, because I didn't expect to see 3 major arcana in reverse show up. You know, cards, the major arcana talks about situations beyond our control, but that are somehow ordained to be this way, that it was always going to go this way, out of control. Okay, so for the Emperor, wow, okay. Okay. Pleasure seekers. You know, it looks like a bunch of very happy, dandy people. You know, somebody could be in trouble with the law because of overindulgence, maybe some activity regarding multiple people, obviously. I'm going to take that one. All right. We have the Scholar to clarify the Justice card. So research is obviously needed to get past this challenge. You know, this legal situation really could have to do with somebody drunk driving, somebody overindulging, somebody in trouble for some group activity, obviously. This is a legal situation that can involve somebody younger than you. If you're a parent, if you're a grandparent, this would be one of your children, one of your grandchildren, etc. Somebody's got a DUI. For your finances, a Chariot in reverse, that's what we're clarifying. I will move on if it doesn't clarify. There it is. Okay, so we have the Journey card. Journey card. Definitely somebody has some vehicle issue that involves law enforcement, that involves justice, that involves the Emperor in reverse. We may have to take a couple passes at this. Okay, so clarifying the 9 of Pentacles. We have the Merchant. It was in reverse, but I'm going to leave it upright because I feel like that's the way it goes. It's facing the same way too. Did you notice that? Merchant here is talking about more waiting for profit, waiting for more money, waiting for a situation to improve. Look at how this oracle is mirroring here. Okay, let's get on with this. Why the 7 of Pentacles for the solution? You know, this talks about waiting, that the situation is not going to resolve this week. Definitely not. Clarify the 7 of Pentacles. You know, there could be a relationship dynamic. You know, I don't think it's just a friendship relationship, but there's a relationship dynamic. I don't know why I'm thinking about a partridge in a pear tree unless you have a bird and it's a partridge, or it could be that this stems from a situation around Christmas. Somebody needs to fix that pipe under the sink. There's a sink. I know that that's random, but if it happens, I just go with it. Ooh, okay. We have the Doctor. All right, we're going to leave it upright. So let's read this together. So we have a situation this week, Taurus, that involves, it could be true that the justice system isn't working the way that you want it to in this situation. Could be a group effort. For some of you, this is a business that is struggling. This is a business that's struggling. But let's move on. So clarifying that with the pleasure seekers, you know, of course this isn't pleasant, but this is where I'm really feeling that there's somebody with a DUI situation, somebody in their family. It doesn't have to be you, but you'll understand it. Kathy is someone who could give the correct advice, somebody who could advise on this. Your attorney's name could be Kathy if you have an attorney. With the challenge being the Justice card in reverse, that indicates that somehow the system isn't working for you at this time, that it's just not going your way, and that more study, the scholar, I'm getting an attorney here, more studying, more research has to be done, or you're in the research phase of a legal situation. I still get this relationship energy here. Could be that somebody is researching some issue, some legality with a marriage. You know, there could be an unconventional marriage where this isn't a marriage that is on paper. For your finances with the Chariot in reverse and the Journey together, there's an issue with the vehicle, and if it isn't just the issue with the vehicle and some DUI that could be part of this legal case, the Journey and the Chariot in reverse, that could indicate law enforcement, a legal situation as well, not moving forward. It could also mean vehicle issue, of course, but it really is about not moving forward, not being able to move forward. Almost like there's no choice, can't move forward because the situation is untenable. You can't work with it. It's difficult to get it to move. Okay, the Journey indicates that there is more research that needs to be done about this legal situation, about this DUI situation. It definitely seems a little bit debauched. For your romantic situation with that Nine of Pentacles and the Merchant, you're waiting for something. Now, if you're in a stable relationship, you're fine. It could be that the Emperor is talking about that person who seems oppressive, and maybe the person that you're partnered with has a good time with his or her friends and really isn't helping you with this situation, and you feel like, you know, well, you're going it alone. For those of you that are single, you're quite literally waiting for someone to come in and hoping that the work you've put into, whether this is the business, the job, maybe the business that's struggling because of some legal situations or because of some ramifications from some legal situation that could involve code and enforcement and rules and regulations. And it could be that your business is somewhat of a party venue. Maybe you've got a bar, maybe you've got a club, maybe you've got a casino. With this situation, regardless, you seem to be fine. You're okay in every other way. Despite this situation, you're healthy. You'll get through this thing. And it could be in the business. You're just going to have to wait for more ships to come in for this situation to resolve. It seems to be on the back burner. For the solution being the Seven of Pentacles, that quite literally is the waiting card. You're going to need to wait. If this is about profits or money, this could be a lawsuit. Maybe you were in a car accident, or God forbid, or somebody that you know that is close to you enough for this to matter and to show up and be relevant. It could be that you have to take an offer or are being offered something that really isn't as much as you expected. Now, the interesting thing with the Doctor card being here, and, I've told you, I think you're okay in terms of your health and that there's nothing unexpected happening. But I believe that the Doctor could be someone friendly, a professional. It could be that if you haven't been feeling well, obviously, somebody would be coming in to get the news. But I don't see a whole lot of health happening here, no health issues. And the Doctor could be another professional like the scholar who is going to lend some advice or lead to the advice, or to Kathy, whoever Kathy is, somebody with the initial K or about the initial K, I suppose. Take it as you wish. But the Doctor could also indicate that maybe if you've been feeling all right and maybe you're a little bit older, then old enough to have regular health issues that present, okay? Because aging is a process. I'm aging, we're all aging, and those things come up. It could be that you're waiting for some results from a test, you know, some news about your health, and it doesn't look like it's bad. It looks like you may need to wait a little bit on those results. And if you like, why don't we do one more thing? Just because I said the health issue, let's use the weird cards. I used to be a telephone psychic many years ago. My son is 27 and he was a baby. But since we've already gone into the major arcana realm, let's just pull one on the doctor just so that you don't feel concerned. You know, because maybe this health concern is about somebody that is involved with this DUI thing. Maybe the whole, you know, issue with waiting to get some news and some testing, and there's a legality, and it could be a DUI or some implications thereof. Let's see if we can get one to tell us something, since this is only a week, but this is a pretty heavy message, Taurus. If it doesn't do anything here, we only want one. Come on, caring psychic family. Oh, there it is. Well, we have the Hanged Man. All right, my friends, so there's a little bit more waiting that will need to be done. I will be talking to you soon, and think positively, okay? Love you.